Hi, I'm Maeve Nimmo, Guidance Counsellor here at Dunboyne College.
And I'm Derek Ball, Guidance Counsellor at Dunboyne College. Hope you enjoyed that informational session there on all our services and leisure courses. Questions coming in there straight away, and the first one is on our professional cookery courses. So what are the opportunities after that course? Well, after the 1 year level 5 at Dunboyne College, you can progress on to third level college, studying many different culinary or bakery courses in lots of different colleges, or you can go straight into employment, or you could go the apprenticeship route and do an apprenticeship in chefing or bakery. So 3 options there for you: progress on to third level, do an apprenticeship, or go straight into employment.
And also there's a question here about our sports management and coaching course and the requirements to receive a place on that. So that brings us to our sort of application process really in terms of what's required. Once you apply online, which is open now for applications online, you will be asked to upload some documentation, which would be a personal statement and a most recent set of results along with a reference as well. So basically once you have those uploaded, they're really what's going to get you the offer. Under current COVID restrictions, your most recent set of results could be 5th year results, or it could be something from outside of the country as well, but your most recent set of results. The personal statement then as well is because there's no interviews at the moment, the personal statement is going to mean a lot, so you really need to pay attention to that. If you're on the Dunboyne College website, you'll be able to scroll down to the end of the page and find the guidelines to write that, and really you want to tell us why you're applying for the course, because we want you to be able to be a good fit for the course that you're applying for. We don't want you to decide that it's not for you or that you drop out. That's not good for us, it's not good for you. So really you want to look at the personal statement in depth. So to apply for any of the courses, that's what the requirements are: your personal statement and your reference and your recent set of results.
Another question coming in there: what if your qualifications are from overseas? How do you apply? It's the exact same as any student. Just as Maeve said there, you go on to our college website and apply online. So it doesn't matter where your qualifications are coming from, just go online and fill in the application form there and upload the 4 documents that are requested. Somebody else has asked there, can you apply for more than one course? The answer is no. On the application form, we do allow you to put in 3 courses. You list them in order of preference, but we would hope to offer you your first choice. So you will only be offered 1 course and take up 1 course at Dunboyne College.
And what are the length of the courses and key deadlines for applying and whether the application is open now? So the length of the course is the academic year through from September to May, and applications are open online currently. So we would say to you to apply early, although the applications do stay open till the end of to September. But if you were to apply late in August or early September, you may not get on a course that you desire. So some courses do fill up quite quickly. Like if you're looking at animal care, that would be a course that fills up extremely quickly. This year we had increased from 2 classes to 3 classes full. So if you were to apply for that in August or September, you may not get a place in that. So our recommendation would be to apply early, have your offer and secure your offer by paying in full. And when you pay in full, your fees will range from $450 to $950 for the year. They can be found on the college website, dunboynecollege.ie, under fees. And then if you decided not to take that place further in the year, let's say you do apply for something on CAO, or you decide to go into employment and you decide not to take up your offer that you've secured, you can be refunded until the end of September for that. So that's what we would recommend, to apply early and get that in the bag for yourself.
Some great questions coming in there. Next one there is, what further education is possible after completing the airline studies course? That's a really good question, because when you look at all the courses at Dunboyne College, they prepare you for 2 things. They prepare you to go straight into employment, or they prepare you to progress to third level. So every course at Dunboyne College, its qualification is recognised nationally and internationally, and it prepares you either to enter the world of employment or go on to college. So a lot of our courses are actually fairly generic. So we'll say that airline course, once you gain your full award here at Dunboyne College, you could actually apply to any course in TU Blanchardstown. So you might decide that you want to specialise in the area of business, or maybe in tourism or something like that. So they're fairly generic, and you can apply for most of the courses at Blanchardstown and different other third level colleges throughout the country. Dundalk, etc. So the good thing is you're not just stuck in one area. So if you do decide to do the airline and decide it's not for you, you can apply for other courses at third level after that course.
So Derek, does that mean that you can use your results from the year to be able to progress to a completely different sort of sector? Let's say you decided that you're studying sports and that you don't actually want to go down that area anymore and you want to go into business, let's say, for example. Can you use your results to go that route?
They're fairly generic, especially say for colleges like TU Blanchardstown. You can apply for any course there. Now for the other colleges it might be slightly different. They might require that you have completed certain courses at Dunboyne College to be able to apply for their course. But in general, most courses allow you to apply for a range of courses.
Okay, brilliant. And we have a question here about experience, pre coming into Dunboyne College. So the question is, do you need experience in horse riding for the horsemanship with equine business course, or do you learn it? So the good thing about further education, and that's what one thing that further education is all about, is trying new things, having a look at different areas maybe of interest to you and seeing if it's a good fit for you. So no prior experience is really needed, although we do find that most people that would come to horsemanship would have that sort of background in them, or they would have had some experience, but it's not necessarily the case. It's not a requirement to get an offer of a place on the course. Really it's about the interest that you have in it and how you can show that interest in your personal statement that you're going to write for your application. Obviously any experience that you have to back that up will be will be helpful, but not necessarily needed. The equine business is a element of horsemanship that you can take the business subjects or modules on as well, and again that's sort of an elective, a choice area that you'd take on the business equine business side.
Another question there, what is the qualification you get after attending a year in further education? So as I mentioned earlier, the qualification you get from Dunboyne is called a QQI Level 5 qualification, and that's a qualification that is recognised both nationally and internationally. Every single course at Dunboyne College has a link to a third level progression, and also just in regards to the levels, you'll probably heard of the National Framework of Qualifications. So you're currently probably doing your Leaving Cert, so you're taking a QQI level 4 or 5 depending on the course you're taking. You would then come to Dunboyne for the year and complete your QQI level 5, and that allows you to progress the following year onto a level 6, 7 or 8 in any third level institution. Level 6s are usually 2-year diplomas, level 7s are the 3-year ordinary degrees, and level 8s are 4-year higher degrees. So on successful completion of a QQI level 5 at Dunboyne College, you can apply for those courses. And the way it works is you will actually apply next year again through the CAO system for these courses. Just remember, you will not be in competition with other Leaving Cert students, you will only be in competition with other PLC students. So after completing the year with us, you fill in your CEO form again next January and you're in competition with other PLC students. So all third level colleges keep places on most of their courses for PLC students. In general, it's usually 10% of the places, but that's different between the colleges. So for example, in Maynooth Arts MH101, they keep 175 places on their arts programme for PLC students. If you look at TUD Blanchardstown, they can keep up to 50% of places on courses for PLC students. Like example, in TUD, between the three colleges, Blanchardstown, City Centre and Tala, they had over 750 places in first year for PLC students. So there really is great progression links there by just coming in and completing successfully your level 5, QQI level 5 at Dunboyne College.
So we have a question here about the sports management and coaching course, and can you progress on to personal training course in UCD? So I'm not sure if you're looking at maybe the physiotherapy or something like that in UCD. Certainly there's personal training. A lot of the IT colleges will look after the personal training side of it. UCD, there's no direct link to physiotherapy if that's an area for you there, but there is always ways to get to that in a postgrad. So you would do an undergraduate level 8 that would link on first in a sports area. There's lots of other personal training courses in other locations that will link on through the QQI, that's the qualification that you'll get at Dunboyne College. And there's lots of other personal training courses in universities and colleges that will link through.
Another question there, are places guaranteed at third level? No, places are not guaranteed at third level. It's through the CAO system, as we just went through with you there. Each college keeps a certain amount of places, and then each college sets their own minimum entry requirements. So what you have to do is you come to Dunboyne for the year, you'll study 8 modules, and once you pass all of the 8 modules, you get what's called a full award. And the full award is what allows you to apply to college the following year to progress on to third level. So you gain your full award, and then we will be able to tell you when you come to Dunboyne what the minimum entry requirements are for each course in each third level institution. So they all require a certain amount of passes or a certain amount of distinctions, but we'll go through that with you on an individual basis.
So another question there was the fees for the pre-paramedic course in the healthcare department, and that is at €500 for the year. So that fee is a year-long fee, then that will cover the academic year from September through to May. So you're not asked for anything else after that. That's the total fee. There's no exam fees or anything like that. So that's everything that's included in that fee that's there. And again, if you're a medical card holder, you will be able to get a refund of that from the state of €250. That cuts back on your fees for that.
Another good question coming in there. Who is further education for? Further education is for anybody, and as we mentioned earlier on, it's for people who either want to go straight into employment or who want to progress on to third level. And I suppose the changing trend in the last couple of years, it used to be seen as kind of an alternative route or a backup plan. Most students coming to Dunboyne now actually have it as their first choice. So they're now realising the benefits of attending further education and the preparation it gives you for third level the following year. A lot of our students also will probably have missed out on CAO points. So they come to us and progress on after successfully completing the year here. And also we appreciate that it's very difficult for you trying to pick a course at this stage and 17, 18, not knowing what you want to do. So further ed gives you a really good chance to come in and actually taste a course or sample a course. So you might be thinking about law, or you might be thinking about business or whatever. This gives you the chance to come in, get a recognised qualification that will allow you to progress on to third level, and also give you a chance to discover if you do like that area or not. And the good thing about it is, sometimes throughout the year you get students come in and they would say that the course was not for them. And they successfully completed, but they would say to you that the benefits they got from the course have prepared them big time for third level. Like things like, how to do a proper assignment, research, referencing, how to use Moodle, how to be prepared for actual third level as well. It's a really good preparation all around.
And what about students then that come in to us maybe at the start of the year that have chosen one course and after a few weeks they sort of know that it's not for them, and as you talk like further in the year, like the whole award is very valuable to you on your CV regardless whether you're going to go into that sector, but like at the start of the year after the first few weeks, is there anything students can do then at that point?
Absolutely, and whilst we're advising you now to do research and to look up courses, etc., it does happen every year that some students come in and just don't like the course or it's not for them. That's no problem at all. What we would tell you to do is come and chat to Maeve or myself straight away. We'll sit down and go through with you what's working, what's not working, what do you like, what don't you like. We could do an interest test with you, etc., and we will then try and get you into a course that's better suited to you. So the advice is, if it does happen to you, please don't just sit there not enjoying the course. Come and chat to myself or Maeve and we'll do our best to help you with it.
Perfect. Question here about the horsemanship again. It's about the work experience on horsemanship, and work experience is a core module on all courses. So no matter what you pick, you'll always have a work experience module which will require you to gain 60 hours of work placement. So the question here is about finding the work placement on your own, or do the college find it for you, choose it for you? So while the college would have a backup of places that have accepted our students in the past, the onus is on the students to find their own placement. It is part of the module itself in the initiative of actually gaining the placement, and there are grades towards that also. But obviously, if there is support there around trying to get that, and obviously places that are willing to take our students are in our database. So there's support there around it, and so while the college don't find that for you, there is a lot of support, but it is the student that gains that themselves first.
Another good question there is, how many of our students progress onto higher education? I'm delighted to say that last year over 90% of our students who achieved a full award got offers through the CAO system for third level education, and that's down to the hard work of students and staff, and it's great to see it. Just to give you an example of some of the numbers, we have students all around the country in third level institutes, not just in Dublin. We have 90 over in Maynooth University, 29 in DCU, 233 of our students are in TUD this year. We have students everywhere at Lone, Dundalk, Cork, Galway, Waterford, Limerick, and also quite a few students went over to universities in the UK this year. So massive progression on there, and delighted to report over 90% of students progressed to third level.
And a couple of things to point out in terms of just the sports programme. So for a lot of students that decide to take sports, some students know they're interested in the coaching side, and that's fine. We have the two different programmes of sports. We have sports coaching, we have sports injury prevention, which would be sort of more leading towards the physiotherapy side of the sports programmes. One thing to bear in mind is anybody looking at the sports health programme in DCU will need to take a science award. So just to bear that in mind, that if that is something that you're looking at doing in sport, that you're looking at sports health in DCU, you will be required to study the science programme with some sports modules rather than one of the sports coaching or sports injury prevention. That could be something that you could email us about, or email the college about to find out more. But it's just one of those things to bear in mind when you're looking up the courses.
Another question there is college or further education like third level? Absolutely. The whole purpose of further education is to prepare you for third level. Dunboyne College is all-inclusive, extremely welcoming and supportive atmosphere. We'll do everything we can to help you progress on to third level. Loads of facilities in place that you would get in any college. Academic support is there for people, so say you're having trouble reading briefs or doing your assignments or referencing, that's all available there. Counselling service, myself and Maeve are available for both career guidance and personal counselling. IT support. When you join the college, you'll have a class mentor for your group. It's like basically like a mammy or daddy for the year, and they'll look after you. They'll be your first point of call for any questions. Big learning support department if you have any needs for support in that area, and the library and computer suites, and also lots of different clubs and societies. They're all set up at the start of the year when we get the students in August. They'll set up the student body and student services, and they will survey students to see what you want set up within the college, and then they'll do their best to set them up. And we also run an Erasmus programme when allowed, which gives you the chance to go abroad and study for 2 or 3 weeks and do some work experience over there as well. So loads of different clubs and societies, all set up depending on the needs of the students and whatever is popular at that time.
And a lot of students in the Service and Leisure Department decide to go straight into employment, and further education is really powerful for this. And I always delight to give the example of animal care and school students. So if you're a school student and you're interested in the animal care sector, what have you got on your CV to try and get into employment in that area as an assistant or at a lower level before maybe you decide to go on to study more, if you do decide to go on to study more. But if you want to get into employment, what have you got on your CV? You've just got your Leaving Cert subject, so nothing really dedicated to that area. Whereas you come to further education for the year, you'll come to Dunboyne College, you'll study animal care, and you'll study things like dog grooming, animal behaviour, animal anatomy and physiology. So you now have specific subjects, modules that are on your CV that you can really highlight and bring to interview for a job. So it actually really enhances your CV. It goes from being absolutely nothing related to that sector on your CV to all of a sudden within the space of that short academic year, just September to May, of having those things that you can really highlight on the CV. So really, really valuable further education is for that area. We'd also see that in other areas like beauty and hairdressing. Again, in the horsemanship as well, people want to upskill in the in stable yard and that type of work. And we find a lot of the students in this department will come back to us to do their level 6. So while the level 5 animal care will give you all those skills on your CV, you'll also find then that if you do the level 6 after, it gives you that edge over the level 5 people, so that if you're looking for employment and you have a level 5 and a level 6 in animal care, and then the level 6 is animal science, that'll give you an edge, and you're really highly qualified then, to go into that sector. So very valuable on your CV, a further education course.
Another good question coming in there on pre-paramedic and fire, and what are the career options after that. I suppose there's two answers to that question. One is, as we said earlier on, all of our courses can be it's quite generic in that you can go into lots of different courses after that course. You might decide afterwards that you want to go into the whole business area, and you can apply for business courses in TUD Blanchardstown. But if you want to stay within the area of either the ambulance or the fire brigade, you can progress on to them. So some of our students from the pre-paramedic course have progressed on to EMT courses and then into private ambulance services, or they've gone on to our own national ambulance service and train up through them. Or you can apply for courses in the universities like UCD or UL in paramedic studies. So lots of different routes out of that course, either to break into a different area or to stay within the ambulance service or the fire brigade.
And a really great question here for PE teaching. So PE teaching is a difficult progression route. If you have not got into PE teaching from Leaving Cert school points, then there is no direct link through QQI, but there's always a way to get to everything. So when we say there's no direct link through QQI, the award you'll gain at further education at Dunboyne College is a QQI award. That's Qualifications Ireland, who are your awarding body. And there's no linkage through this link scheme that allows you to use your results from the course to be able to access the degree. So you have to go a little bit longer way round. And what students will do for PE teaching, and PE teaching is very limited in where the locations are provided for to access PE teaching. Basically, you will come to Dunboyne College, you'll do your year, you will get on to undergraduate level 8 in a sports related degree, and then you will then progress on to a postgraduate master's in UL in the University of Limerick to do PE teaching. So while if you had got directly from school, it might take you 4 years, this route will take you 6. So basically you're going to do your further education course, you're going to do your undergraduate in a sports area, and then you're going to do your postgraduate in PE teaching, and that will graduate you as a PE teacher.
Another question there, can you progress on to a level 8 from level 6? You can indeed. So once you've gained your level 6, again, you can apply to the CAO system for a level 8 course the following year. Just to let you know, you don't have to have a level 6 to go on. Once you have a level 5, that qualifies you to progress on to third level. But if you have a level 6 already, yes, you can apply for a level 8. And somebody just asked there to recap our application procedure. So applications are now open. It's, as Maeve said earlier on, it's online, www.dunboynecollege.ie. Just click on apply now, fill in the 2-page form, and you will receive an email very quickly after that, when you will then send in 4 attachments, your personal statement, your photograph, your reference, and a recent set of results. That could be your Christmas results from 6th year or a set of results from 5th year or 6th year.
And just to clarify, there's a student there asking, it was the work experience question about horsemanship, and you've just asked again in third level. So I'm not sure exactly how you mean in third level for work experience, but certainly if it was questioned about the equine business, that would be in Maynooth, and that's part of the business degree there. So our advice for anything that's as part of their degrees would be to contact the department itself within Maynooth or within the college that you're looking at in terms of the higher education. Admissions will be a great source of information, but the department itself for business that look after equine business would give you ins and outs of any work placement that they have on their requirements as their course. Certainly for our requirements here for work experience, we talked about, the onus is on the student itself to gain that work experience.
Somebody has asked there, can they contact us directly, Maeve? Absolutely. If you go onto the college website and go to Student Services, and under the Career Guidance section, you'll see a photograph of myself and Maeve, and you'll see our email addresses there. Please do not hesitate to contact us. We'll be delighted to help you in any way we can, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can.
Great, thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys.